Hey, fellow truth seekers. Today is Sunday, October 19th, 2014. There are two ways to get the numerology for today. This is one. Add each digit as if it's a single digit. The numerology for it is 18 that way. 18 is also 1 plus 8, which becomes 9, so you could say the numerology for today that way is 18 and 9. The other way is like this, where you would do 10 slash 19 slash 14, the common way to write it out, and then just add it up. 10 plus 19 plus 14 sums to 43. In numerology, 43 also becomes 7. Today, specifically in the NFL, number 18, Peyton Manning, became the all-time leading touchdown passer in NFL history. He surpassed Brett Favre, who we'll get into, a Packer. He did it facing Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback of the 49ers, whose jersey number is 7. Today's date numerology is also 7, so the numerology of today matched the jersey numbers of the opposing quarterbacks in the 49ers versus Broncos game, in which Peyton Manning became a record holder. He is number 1 in the record books, surpassing Brett Favre. What I want to talk about, though, really is Reggie White, Vince Lombardi, and Brett Favre. This is part of a larger conspiracy. If you've seen my other sports posts, it ties right in. It follows the numerology of what's really going on. So let's just start with Reggie White, number 92 up here. Reggie White was born December 19th, 1961. The way to get the numerology of that date, just as we did for the date a second ago, is 12 plus 19 plus 61. It sums to 92. That's what number he had retired with the Packers, number 92. Another player who's like that is Dirk Nowitzki. He has a life number of 41. Where's the number 41? Dirk also sums to 33. Reggie White died December 26th, 2004, 7 days after turning 43. And as it happens, the numbers 42 and 43 are very important to Reggie White. The name Reggie in gematria sums to 42. 42 is the meaning of life number. Very important number in numerology. Reginald, his real first name, sums to 43. He died 7 days after becoming 43. His middle name is Howard. Common name for athletes, has the 33 gematria. Last name White sums to 29, which reduces to 11. 29 is the first number with a numerology of 11 after 11. He died in Cornelius, North Carolina. The gematria of Cornelius is 44, just like the word kill. And what I'm saying, you guys, is I don't think Reggie White died of sleep and breathing problems as the official cause or what they speculated. They speculated that he died in his sleep because he was an overweight African-American male. If you go back and listen to the news footage from then, they said that overweight African-American males were prone to death the way Reggie White died. I imagine he died from probably being suffocated or something similar. It's not just Reggie White. If you've seen my other posts, this is going on outside of sports. This is just one of many examples. So if you've never seen one of my other videos before and you think this is crazy, you need to go check out my blog and my other video posts. This is part of an ongoing, much larger conspiracy. And also, if you're not familiar with Reggie White, he was more than just any football player. I remember him as a kid not even being... He was just a larger-than-life figure in our society and in our culture because of his what he was known for on the football field and because of his spirituality. He was very big into Christianity, and then by the end of his life, he was into Islam, something that's not as talked about as much. And if you've seen my video blogs, I've shown you how Christianity and Islam are tied together with this numerology. Anyhow, another famous person from Packer history is Vince Lombardi. The name Vincent has the gematria of 33. The name Vince has the gematria of 44. When you add Vince plus Lombardi, it sums to 82. Vince Lombardi died unexpectedly September 3rd, 1970. The gematria, or the numerology of that date, do you see this? 9, 3 plus 70 is 82, just like the name Vince Lombardi. That was the day before the Week 1 opening season for NFL that year, 1970. I think he was murdered because they wanted to preserve his record right where it was, 96 wins, 34 losses, 6 ties. All very important numerology to the occult. The 3 ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31 plus 32 plus 33. It sums to 96. In Gematria, the word knowledge equals 96. If you pay attention to beer commercials, you'll notice a lot of beers are 96 calories. That's a tribute to Freemasonry because Prohibition ended in the year 33. That's why 33 is on the side of Rolling Rock. The word Miller in Gematria sums to 33. Keystone, Tsingtao, so many sum to 33. It's all a tribute to that year in Freemasonry when Prohibition ended. Just showing you guys how this goes beyond sports. But just think about football and beer. They almost go hand in hand, don't they? So, Vince Lombardi, he finished his career with 96 wins because of his unexpected death. 34 losses. 34 is the 9th Fibonacci number. 6 represents man. He was a coach during the 60s. 60s is the only decade with a gematria of 33, right? And in 1970, that's when the modern era of the NFL began with the league merger. That's the first year the Vince Lombardi trophy was used. Check this out. The man who designed the Vince Lombardi trophy for the 70 Super Bowl was named Oscar Riedner. His name sums to 66, another very important number. The NFL was established in 66. He designed the Vince Lombardi trophy as we now see it, that's given out each year to the Super Bowl winner. Green Bay, this same team, was the first team to ever win the Super Bowl prior to the modern era beginning. The first NFL season was the 66-67 season, so the Super Bowl was in 67. 67 is a very important number to the Freemasons, and in Gematria, words such as water, organic equals 67, the direction west equals 67. I just did a post on Percy Harvin and the conspiracy of numbers behind his recent trade. It's all coded with 67 and these same other numbers I'm revealing here. The phrase Knight of Templar sums to 76 if you flip that 6-7 around. And if you make it plural, Knights of Templar, that sums to 77, just like the city name Green Bay. It also sums to 77. The Knights of Templar were the original Freemasons. The word Knight sums to 33, like the highest degree of Freemasonry. The word Templar sums to 31, like the base degree of Freemasonry. This stuff really all ties together. So, with regards to that number 33, talking about the Packers, Brett Favre, whose record was broken tonight by Peyton Manning. Check this out. Brett Favre, once upon a time, Brett Favre was not a Packer. He was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, 33rd pick overall in the 1991 draft. Atlanta is located on the 33rd parallel north, abbreviated ATL, that sums to 33 in Gematria. In his career, he would become the only player to ever win the AP Player of the Year 3 years in a row. That's like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant being the only two players to three-peat. Both of their names sum to 113, this other important number. The term three-peat was invented by Patrick Riley. The gematria of Patrick is 33. The gematria of Riley is 33. He has a life number of 33 as well. Also, Brett Favre, 4 was huge for him. In week 4 of the 92 season, the starting quarterback for the Packers, Don, something with an M. His first, Don sums to 33 in Gematria, and his last name summed to 31, like the ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. He was injured, supposedly, maybe a fake injury, and Brett Favre took over, who always wore the number 4. And by the end of his career, he played for 4 teams. So, Brett Favre, he takes over in week 4. Where's the number 4? In numerology, 4 is the number of foundation. In the Bible, book 4 is titled Numbers. The Bible is 66 books in total. And so when you start thinking about Christianity and football and Sunday and this numerology, you see how it all ties together. And if it sounds like madness, well, I can't blame you, but I'm telling you, it really is. The same people are behind all these things. And essentially, the way I see it is they've created all these, their own creations that are all ways of occupying the minds of us in different ways, whether it's through religion and Christianity or being a spectator of football. And you learn to decode these numbers and you see how it really all ties together. So, hope you learned something new. That's it until next time. Have a good night. Encore, forgot to mention one thing. Brett Favre won one Super Bowl in 1997, which Reggie White predicted he would. What's interesting about 97 is that in numerology, 9 plus 7 becomes 16, 1 plus 6 becomes 7. The Packers have that G for a symbol. G is the 7th letter. Also, as I said before, Green Bay sums to 77, so you see this relationship with sevens in the Packers.